Yo, what up,
I went on
YouTube?
Google.
It's your boy. We live, we live. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk. Got some special guests. Y'all introduce yourself. We got one special guest. You know the other one. But introduce yourself.
Got John G, CBT, Full Life.
We got my boy Bo from Truth and Facts About Boxing. He's joining us. Go introduce yourself, Bo. Tell the Colossal Boxing Talk audience a little bit about
Hey,
yourself.
what's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Truth and facts about boxing here. I do my 4-minute skits where we, put a little comedy on it. And I also have my debate. We talk about serious topics. And then also I join my man here on Colossal Boxing. We with a God to Boxing and Hoop Jab, and we got the Movement podcast that we do every Wednesday.
Yep. So with that being said, we're about to get into it. We're gonna start with yesterday's fights. I don't know if y'all seen them, JG. But we had the long-awaited and highly anticipated rematch take place between Daniel Jacobs and Sergio Moore. On the undercard in the co-main event, we had Robert Bunny Easter Jr. taking on Richard Comey in a fight that turned out to probably be the best fight of the entire weekend. Oh, I'm gonna let you start since you're a guest. I'm gonna let you start. What is your thoughts on that co-main event between Easter Jr. and Comey?
Well, the fight pretty much went the way that I had expected it to go. I can definitely say this, that Easter has he has a chin, because Comey landed some nice good shots, and Comey is tough, man. I mean, that shot he took where he didn't go down was just amazing. But the only thing, there's a lot of things that bother me, but the main thing that bothers me about Robert is, and I think 2K from the Gods of Boxing touched upon this, is that when he had Comey hurt, he didn't do what he did to get him hurt. Like, the way he had him hurt was, he threw the jab and he came up. It was a boxing move. He came up, with the straight right hand to the top of the head. And once he had him hurt, instead of going back to, creating that space and pumping that jab to the body and going to the head, he smothered himself by getting right in on him. And that's how Comey was able to survive, the fight. But look, Robert Easton Jr., when he boxed and kept in the middle of the ring, he was winning the fight, but he would always get it high up and gave Comey a chance. And but all in all, it was definitely a great fight. But I can tell you this: 135-pound division is hot, because I didn't know anything about Comey, but I wouldn't mind saying that boy again, because the power and his height can give a lot of dudes a lot of problems at 135, man.
JG, what was your thoughts on the fight between Richard?
Honestly,
go ahead.
My bad. Obviously, I coached football on Friday night, so it was really hard. I didn't get a chance to see any of the fights last night. And then today we had a bunch of film and stuff like that. I mean, it's the life of a football coach. But but listening to Bo talk now about Robert Easter, I'm going to touch on that. I think that he has all of the abilities. He has all the abilities, all the tools to kind of keep things at a pace that he wants to keep it at. You know what I'm saying? Boxing, behind the jab and stuff like that. And for some odd reason, man, I mean, I know that Broner's his boy, but for some reason he likes fighting like him, and that gets him in trouble sometimes. Now, for me, if he just works behind the jab like he's supposed to with that long frame, long arms, I mean, it would be really hard for him to get beat. I mean, even though he won yesterday by split decision, I mean, that's my opinion on that. But I got to go back and watch that fight.
Hey, you're gonna be really impressed with Richard Comey as well, man. He 5'9" from Africa. I think he's from Ghana. Dude is definitely a good fighter, man. He gave Easter Jr. all he could handle. Like I said, both, Easter Jr. 5'11", Comey 5'9", and I mean, the fight with the right, with the right monster. And he landed it all right with a right hand that got the attention of Easter Jr. right away. And like you said, JG, I think Easter Jr. is a better fighter, or has better skills than Broner. But like you said, for some reason, he tends to want to fight like Broner. to fight like Mayweather. It's just I guess it's a cycle that kind of is passed down. Man, Easter Jr. is talented, man. If he uses his jab and uses his footwork and uses angles, much easier. I mean, he pretty much into a slugfest, and not to take anything away from Comey, because Comey did land that left hook at will, land that right hand later on in the fight at will, and he's definitely good too. But Easter Jr., man, he's the guy for me at 135. I think that he will be the future of 135 if he, remains focused inside of the ring as well as outside of the ring. I think he may need to, okay, Broner's my boy, but I need to have my own identity in that ring. So he gets hit a lot. Bo pointed it out, I believe, in the chat we was in. When he retreats to defensive mode, he has his hands low and his chin exposed, and that's the quick way to get your ass knocked out. I done seen plenty of knocked out and barely get clipped, and just because you head back, your momentum already taking you back, and somebody lands just with enough force on your chin. But I thought that Easter Jr. he had to do. Fight could have went either way. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch next, and wouldn't be surprised after Easter Jr. makes a defense at home that him and Comey fight again. Of the evening, we had Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man, taking on the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora. What was your thoughts on that fight, Bo?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me show you what my thought was on that fight. Can you see?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, hold on. Let me show you what my thoughts were. Can you still see me?
True. Okay, now I see you again.
You see me again?
Yeah.
This is my Colin Kaepernick impression. I refuse to talk about that fight because that fight doesn't make no goddamn. The only thing that was different was there was no knockdown in this fight. But I mean, look, the reality is there wasn't really even it wasn't even necessary for there to even be a rematch. I understand Billy Joe Saunders turned the fight down, but even though he turned it down, there was Eubanks, Toriano Johnson. I mean, dude, there was a bunch of other guys you could have got other than Sergio Mora, who I believe is still probably still suffering some kind of pain in that ankle because he did not look like he was on sturdy legs at all in this fight. I mean, there were times it looks like that Jacobs probably barely touched him and he went down. So, the only thing that I liked about it was at the end, Jacobs said that he wanted Gennady Golovkin. So let's see if that'll happen. I just got word from one of my cats on Twitter that the WBA has already ordered this. Now they got 30 days to start engaging and talk. So we'll see what happens.
That's interesting, man. But I'm gonna talk about that after I give my thoughts on the fight, because I definitely want to speak on that Jacobs Golovkin potential clash. But my thoughts about the fight were I'm glad that Danny, whatever you want to call him, knocked Sergio Mora out. I mean, Mora, like I made a status last night watching the fight. I was like, Mora's in there trying to survive more than win. We all know that Mora really was a really terrific defensive fighter and still is to a certain extent, even though he's older up there in age. I mean, he definitely slick. He has good head movement. Good upper body movement. And he was definitely able to frustrate a lot of guys early in his career and out hustle some like he did Vernon Forrest. But like you said, he didn't have just getting the rematch. I mean, yeah, it was a tough break, no pun intended, in his first fight with Daniel Jacobs. But the better man was going to win, was going to prevail. And that was a fight that really didn't need a rematch. It's like, oh, well, tough luck, Sergio. Go get to the back of the line and earn your way back. But I'm glad that at least he was impressive. You know what I'm saying? Because if he wasn't the type of fighter that he is, which is aggressive, has that killer instinct, we probably would have got a 12-round dominant decision by him. But he smelt blood and he dropped more 5 times. And you was right. There's something wrong with the leg. The leg is not really there anymore. And once a guy who relies on his legs, once those legs go, it's pretty much time to wrap it up, man, and call it a career, because you're gonna only get tougher and tougher fights against these guys that's hungry and that's aggressive, and who's gonna come and to really put a beat on you. So I mean, it was a good performance. I'm glad he caught. And now we're gonna talk about that transition to that, because like I said, JG didn't see it. JG, I want to get your thoughts on Daniel Jacobs finally, I guess, for the world to see, calling out Triple G and saying if he win, which he did today, that he want to fight him next. So what are your thoughts on that potential matchup? How much of a chance do you give Daniel Jacobs if that fight does come to fruition?
Honestly, the one thing that I really like about Daniel Jacobs is that he's starting to peak now. He's starting to peak at the right time. And little behold, he called him out last night, you know what I'm saying, for this fight, and then Triple G just fought today. I'm really excited. I think that Daniel Jacobs has a really good shot. Because, I mean, Kell Brook was landing some shots tonight, but I think that Jacobs could withstand the punishment a little bit more than Kell Brook did today. I mean, for obvious reasons, he's bigger. He's a little bit more seasoned at the weight. So, I mean, I give him a really good chance to win that fight. And I mean, if Jacobs is able to land clean like Brook was a little bit today, I mean, Triple G might not be able to take it, because I saw him hurt more than I've ever seen him hurt today. As a matter of fact, I thought that Triple G, had one of the most indestructible chins in the game, until I saw today that Kell Brook was able to hurt him 3 to 4 times. So, I mean, this isn't the matchup that everybody thought it was going to be, where they just thought it would be one-sided in Golovkin's favor. And from what I hear in the past, Jacobs was calling them out a couple times, actually called for some fights. So I believe that right now is the right time to make that fight. Before Triple G goes up to 168, I think that whatever happens next, this needs to be the next fight.
Okay, I respect that, and I definitely agree with that. It definitely would be a step in the right direction. Whether we all know a lot of people think Triple G wrecks Jacobs, but that's why fights are fought in the ring. And I thought Comey was gonna get wrecked by Easter Jr. But anyway, Bo, go in and take this. What are your thoughts on Jacobs calling out Golovkin, and what are the chances you give him in fruition of beating Triple G?
Okay, I'm on record as saying that it's intriguing to watch him fight Gennady Golovkin, and here's why. Now, one thing, the reason why I can't go with Jacobs beating Gennady Golovkin is I still feel Jacobs' chin is suspect, only because, and it's not because he got knocked out by Prurov. I'm saying because he got knocked down and was visibly hurt against a guy with a 26% knockout ratio in Sergio Morta in the first fight. But I go back to Gennady Golovkin when he fought David Lemieux. The reason why I say that is because David Lemieux was the dude that had some pop and could hit, and Golovkin didn't try to bull rush David Lemieux like he did Kell Brooks. He knew Kell Brooks didn't have nothing coming back that could bother him, so he was able to bull rush him. So I don't expect Golovkin to try to bull rush Jacobs, because he knows Jacobs has exploding power. Jacobs is also athletic. So now you're talking about a guy that has good power, athletic, and some speed. I think it could give Gennady Golovkin problems and bother him. And it would be intriguing to see it, because the punches that Kell Brooks was able to land, it makes you wonder, what if Jacobs could land a punch like that? What would happen with Gennady? Would it hurt Gennady Golovkin? Would it give him something to think about? Would it, freeze his offense? So it's an intriguing matchup. Him fighting Jacobs. I'm glad that Jacobs is calling him out now, because remember, he once said that he needs a year and a half to be ready. Then one time he said, I don't mind being called, I don't mind being the WBA regular champ as long as I'm called champ. So the fact that now he's officially going after saying, listen, that fight is next. I want that fight next. And I think the reason why is there was an article where Jacobs feel like he's not getting, no star power type of respect, and he wants it. So I think that's also making him take it. But it's an intriguing fight only because Jacobs, Jacobs is, I think maybe a half inch taller. His hand speed is a little bit faster. He has good power. He's athletic. But I could still see Gennady Golovkin winning this fight, though. But it's intriguing because, again, if Jacobs is able to land, then we'll see what happens. But Golovkin, one thing I do want to add, Golovkin need to give up on trying to get Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders is not interested in fighting not just Golovkin, but damn hell anybody. So after Jacobs, Golovkin may have to look at 168 or maybe look at some of them guys at 154. It's some good matchups for him at 154. I like him and Demetrius Andrade. I definitely like him and J-Rock. J-Rock got that old throwback grit, top dog attitude and just straight up tough dude, and he's big. So that would be interesting to see also.
I think Jarrell got cut off. I believe he got cut off, but I believe we're still live.
Yeah, we still live, man. Let me ask you this, man.
Sure, go ahead.
Because you said, and I know you giving Jacob, you give, what percentage of chance do you give Jacob? I give him a 30% chance.
I was going to say a 40. I was going to say 40%. I give him a chance, a high percent. A 40 is a pretty solid chance to win the fight. I favor Golovkin because I think that Golovkin has a really good jab. He has the left hook to the liver and stuff like that. I think that Golovkin has more ways to win the fight than Jacobs does. So I'm with you there. I still favor Golovkin to win the fight. I'm just saying I think that Jacobs has a much better chance than I thought originally to win the fight.
Yeah,
I lost it.
I think out of everybody he fights, Jacob does have a much better chance. But like I said, he doesn't necessarily have to go to 168 because you got some dudes at 154 that's probably going to be coming up to 160. And like I said, I like him against Andrade. I like Andrade's chances a hell of a lot. And I definitely like J-Rock's chances because, again, J-Rock he's that old throwback. He has dog in him. He's old throwback and he's tough. And he's not going to give. If Gennady Golovkin try to bull him, he's not going to give. J-Rock ain't going to give ground to Golovkin,
But here's my thing, though, Bo. 168, because obviously Gennady Golovkin is at the age where he's trying to make things happen for his, his wallet. 168, right. Another guy that he's chasing is James DeGale.
So, that's a good money fight.
Exactly. So if he can't get Billy Joe, the next best, if he can't get Billy Joe, he can't get Canelo. The other guy that he's chasing is DeGale. So
now DeGale is a good fight, and I can see DeGale winning that fight. I could definitely see DeGale winning that fight.
On Badu Jack, who DeGale has to beat to set up that fight with Triple G, which I favor Badu Jack going into that fight. I told you, JG can attest to this. I was not the biggest fan of Badu Jack. I picked him to get brutally knocked out by Anthony Durrell when they fought, but I said it a while ago after he beat Lucien Boutte, or I think Groves. He's now the best 168-pounder in the world, in my opinion. You might not agree, but I think he's better than DeGale, or at least he matches up well. I think when I watch Badu Jack, I watch a guy who knows who he is as a fighter. When I watch James DeGale, I watch a guy who's confused because in one moment when he fought Andre Durrell, he was the aggressive guy, but you could see that the class and kind of skill was it was a gap where you could tell Andre was the better fighter, but the two knockdowns kind of, whatever. And I'm not discrediting DeGale because he's a terrific fighter. Then you watch him face Lucien Boutte. He wants to slug it out instead of box. So he's definitely the identity crisis for him in terms of does he want to be a crowd pleasing fighter or does he just want to be an effective fighter? And I think Badu Jack knows who he is. He kind of remind me of Kell Brook in the sense of Badu Jack is his timing. He has he's just a simple 1-2 puncher. You throw a jab at a perfect time to throw off your rhythm. You come behind it with a right hand and maybe a left hook. And he's just a simple fighter, but he's improving, man. And I think he's the best 168 pounder in the world. So that's just my thoughts on Badu Jack. Got off topic, but what y'all think about that? Me saying that.
Hey, go ahead, answer, man. I'll be right back.
I feel that I don't think that Badu Jack is the best 168. I still think it's DeGale. Well, I mean, it depends. It depends. I think that they both have their strengths. I think that DeGale is the more talented one, obviously. I think that DeGale can put punches together a lot better than Badu Jack can. But I think that Badu Jack is a lot better at dictating the pace of a fight. Like he can make, like the last couple of fights that I've seen him improve, he's been able to dictate the pace. He's been able to clinch. He's been able to get off first. He's been able to damn near do anything that he's wanted to do in there. Now he's not going to throw, 8-punch combinations, 5-punch, 4-punch combinations. But what he can do is, behind the jab, slip, punch, roll. Like he can do all of that type of stuff and make you fight the type of fight that he wants you to fight. So, I mean,
you're talking about Badu Jack,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Badu Jack, yeah. So, I mean, that's an intriguing matchup right there. I mean, I'm not against saying that Badu Jack is the best 168 fighter in the world because he's only one fight away from really solidifying that from us knowing that, So,
yeah. I mean, like I said, hey, it's him or yeah, but I definitely can't wait to, see come to fruition and make happen. Now we're gonna go talk about. Go ahead, Bo.
The thing about James DeGale, I think somebody said it. He don't know what kind of fighter he wants to be. The thing is, James DeGale has a style that is so unpredictable. He has that jerky movement, throwing punches from different angles. Sometimes he step out, sometimes he step in. And he's just such an awkward fighter, but he's a very well conditioned awkward fighter. So it's like this is actually a 50-50 fight, James DeGale versus Badu Jack. That's a 50-50 fight. It really is. And I give a lot of credit to Badu Jack because when he got beat, everybody pretty much wrote him off, and he went on a run. And he fought Lucian Bute as well, and of course Bute came up positive. But it's a 50-50 fight. But I think James DeGale with that jerky movement, and I know Twan is one of the cats that we do the move jab. Boxing knowledge is to be questioned, what he knows. But Twan actually, favors. I think he favors Badu Jack in this fight.
Hey, speaking of Twan, look who wants to join us. Just like I'm not even gonna say that on the air, but the homie Twan, man, he finally graces us with his presence, man. What's up, man? We talking about
I caught that shit, bro.
Hey, we talking about Badu Jack right now. I forgot how we got to him because somebody brought up DeGale, and I just said I think Badu Jack the best 168 pounder in the world. But anyway,
DeGale and 3G.
Yeah. But anyway, what are your thoughts on yesterday's card, man? Before we jump to tonight's what we seen today on the PBC card.
You talked about Comey Easter.
Yeah, and Mora and Jacobs, the highly anticipated rematch that everybody was craving to see.
Well, I'll touch on Comey and Easter since that was the more interesting of the fight. Man, it was a pretty exciting fight, man. We talked about it on our podcast. It actually played out differently than I expected. Comey came out throwing it straight right, like we knew that's what he had. That was one of his tools, and he was landing it on Easter. It was a very close fight, man. I definitely agree with the decision. The knockdown was a little bit crazy for me. I didn't know if it was still a knockdown or not, but there's no review in boxing. So, it was what it was. But Easter came out and won the final round and did what he had to do, almost put him out. I just think he smothered his shots a little bit too much on the inside instead of, keeping some distance to keep him on the end when he had him, backing up and hurt. But he still won that round, and ultimately, he got his first title. But I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch with it. Um, it was definitely a good fight, and Comey let it be known he's the real deal. Like he'll be problems for anybody at 135 with his style and his herky jerkiness. Um, yeah, he's definitely something to worry about at 135 with anybody. That power. Um, Easter was taking some punches, and both of those dudes have high knockout ratios.
Hey, who would you like to see? What would you first of all? What would you like to see Easter Junior improve on? And secondly, who would you like to see both Comey and Easter Junior face if it's not in the rematch in their next fight?
All right. As far as improving, man, this is something we talked about before is using his height, using his reach, having a 7-inch wingspan over pretty much everybody in the division. Like he needs to utilize that more instead of crowding his shots. Be more active in places. Trust his jab. I think that's something he should do because he seems like he didn't trust it the whole time in the fight, and he ended up getting caught by Comey, a couple times by holding it out there. So he needs to probably tighten up on that a little bit. He was pawing with it sometimes. Um, Head movement would have kept him from receiving some of those straight rights that Comey was throwing. So a little bit more of that. Other than that, Easter's the real deal. Like I like him at 135. I'd probably like to see him against a Flanagan, another world champion from the
Mikey
UK.
Garcia.
Mikey Garcia ain't got no belt, man. We talking about he want to unify, so I'm talking about champions, man. Flanagan, that'd be an interesting match because he's pretty lanky and tall too for lightweight. So I'd be pretty interested in seeing how that worked out. Stylistically.
All right. So I guess you don't got no thoughts on Jacobs more. I don't blame you. But anyway, now we gonna go. We gonna go to the fight that had a lot of people in their feelings. Confused at what happened because when we first seen the stoppage, we thought, oh, Brooks' corner just jumped the gun too soon. But we found out later that suffered a broken orbital bone, whichever one it is. It's bad. It's fucked up. You don't want to fight like that. So, Twan, what was your thoughts on the overall fight and grade each guy's performance?
Um, I thought it was a pretty good, entertaining fight. Definitely Triple G brought the drama show. It's all action for as long as it lasted. Um, oh no, I think Brook ended up getting caught in the war because he was hurt. Triple G starched him early. Them body shots starting to add up. Uh, I definitely agree with his corner stop in the fight. We don't need to see him having his career shortened too much with having that Mildred Taylor like beating. I definitely saw it happening. Coming after round 3, I definitely saw him slowing down and weakening. And I could just see it getting real bad, especially the way it ended in round 5. Yeah, Triple G was gonna hurt that boy if it went on too longer. So his cornerman Dominic Ingle, his trainer, did the right thing in what I'm saying, in stopping the fight because he didn't need to take any punishment that's gonna detour his career or stop it. Earlier than it needs to be, especially hearing that he had a broken eye or what, eye socket.
Yeah. I suck it.
I'll give Triple G because it was a knockout. I guess I got to give him a B minus performance. Like he takes a lot of shots, you know what I'm saying, but I guess that's my main reason for giving him a B. As far as Kill, he showed a lot of heart, man. I can't say I can't. I give him probably like the C performance. You know, he did what he could and held him off as long as he could. You know, but he took the L still. You know, so got to give him a C for that. Like he didn't do anything bad. You know, as far as like he tried other than exchanging too much, but he did some effective things as far as angling out, and he was able to connect with Triple G with combos because of his angles he was using. So he did some good things in the fight. As far as Triple G, cutting off the ring, he was excellent with it, but he just was missing a lot of shots early on. Like he was whiffing, but he was there with Kel, and he had him moving a lot, but he was there with him for step as far as cutting off the ring.
All right, JG, what was your thoughts, man?
I thought that if I had to give a grade for both, I think both I would say it's probably a B, maybe a B minus for Golovkin. I thought that Kell Brook actually, to me, in my opinion, the first 3 rounds, Kell Brook landed the more devastating shots, and I was actually more shocked because going into this fight, I didn't give Kell Brook a chance in hell. And watching him, me and Jarrell, we both were on the phone together talking, and we were just watching Kell Brook just outbox him. I really did not expect that. He was able to land the right hand lead whenever he kind of wanted to. The uppercut, but the right hand lead kind of set up some uppercuts for him. I watched the fight again. Honestly, other than him tapping his orbital or his eye, you really couldn't tell that he actually, hurt it as bad as he did. He was actually really composed for somebody who broke his eye socket. And he probably still could have gone on a couple of rounds. He was actually fighting probably maybe 20, 30 seconds while his corner was actually on the apron with the towel. The ref didn't even see him because he was still kind of active, ducking shots, slipping them. But I'm with Twine. I think that, like, at first I didn't understand why the corner stopped the fight, but knowing the severity of the injury, I'm with it. The only thing that I really don't agree with is why they allowed him out of the corner if he was seeing 3 to 4 of Triple G. Because, in round 5, you really could see that he slowed down. So they probably shouldn't have let him out the corner. But I guess I understand. He probably didn't want to be one of those guys that, it gets stopped in the corner because everybody says this guy quit, that guy quit. He was a real warrior. And I think that his stock rose. Kell Brook, that I'm talking about right now. I love to see him at 154, who he's going to fight. Triple G, I think that going into this fight, there's no way he could win anything. There was no win. It was a lose-lose situation for him. And the fact that he took a lot of shots showed some vulnerability. But, he's still a top 160 guy. And, it is what it is. I would see that fight again if they fought.
All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna let Bo close this one out. Man, Triple G is Triple G. We know what to expect when it comes to, and I'm trying to say this without sounding like I'm a hater or being biased or not fair, but we all know the type of fighters Triple G has fought, and I would say Kell Brook is the most skilled fighter he's fought, but at the same time, he was the naturally smaller guy. I don't care about what people said about, he's naturally a junior middleweight. Maybe they're right, but he fought at welterweight, so I call him a welterweight. But Triple G does look great against the guys he fights, and we kind of know that they're below his level, not just by a notch. They're about 3-4 notches below, his level. So I expected him to really dominate this fight, but I was pleasantly surprised that Brook came out and made it competitive. He hurt Golovkin a few times. He fought. I made a post-fight video on it. He kept retreating to the ropes. And Triple G, we all know that he is a vicious body puncher. He loves to target in with that left hook. And he did exactly that in the first round. He hurt him with a liver shot. And Kell Brook, for the life of me, I just don't understand why he kept retreating to those ropes, giving Golovkin just open shots on his body. Maybe it was just, I don't know, maybe that's just how he fights or whatever it is. But it was a bad strategy, and that kind of, shortened the fight with that. If he would have kept it in the middle ring like when he had his most success, I think the fight would have potentially went longer. I don't know when he suffered the broken bone in his eye. I think the second round, so maybe not. But
round three.
okay, round three. Um, like I said, he had his most success when he was boxing and moving in the center of the ring, and once he went to the ropes, that was his demise. And that's what kind of happened in the fourth and fifth round. You could kind of start to see that the momentum was slowly and gradually being taken away from Kell Brook and in favor of Triple G. And Triple G did what he's supposed to do. He stopped the smaller guy. He stopped the guy, and he continues his knockout streak. And hopefully, man, he fights somebody we can get excited about, legitimately excited about, instead of going into the fight saying, "I hope we get a competitive fight." So, hey, Triple G is Triple G, and until next time, I guess both take it out.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I give a lot of props to Brooks. I didn't give Kell Brooks a snowball chance in hell at a million fucking degrees. So he went into this fight, and what I saw from Kell Brooks is what let's Naughty has no head movement. He's not letting people hit him, okay? Because, and the reason why I say this is, again, I go back to the David Lemieux fight, right? He boxed David Lemieux. He didn't let David Lemieux pop his ass, did he? So he ain't letting dudes hit him. He has no head movement. Let's just face it. I don't care if you can take a punch. Nobody wants to actually take a punch on purpose over and over again. Nobody wants to do that. All right. But Kell Brooks came out, and man, he was he showed grit. He showed heart. I think the only reason why they let him off the corner, out of the corner, was they didn't want to see him quit on the stool in his own hometown. I can understand that. Um, but you can't say he wasn't competitive, because he was very competitive. It's just that I always say, when Gennady Golovkin realized you can't hurt him, he runs you down. But there was one interesting thing I did see. When in the third round, was frustrated because the reality is, and we found out later on, so the reality is, Gennady Golovkin realized, I'm getting outboxed. I could possibly and when he got frustrated, I saw no technique. I just saw a dude coming at a guy with his hands down, looking at him bump. I did not see any technique. And that goes to somewhat of the psyche of Gennady Golovkin, the mindset, because you can't do that against an extremely top level dude that can crack back at you. You're gonna get hurt. So we gotta look at Gennady Golovkin when he gets frustrated, how he acts and how he responds. Kell Brooks did a lot of good things that hopefully put opponents down the line won't be scared to get in the ring with Gennady Golovkin. And but give Gennady Golovkin props, man. He responded well to the fight he was in, and he knew he was in a fight, and he cranked it up a little bit. So you got to give him credit there. But as far as his resume goes, that's going to be an ongoing battle. It's not his fault, and I say this all the time. When I criticize Gennady Golovkin's resume, I'm not criticizing Gennady Golovkin. I'm criticizing his resume, because the reality is, at the end of the day, Sergio Martinez didn't fight him, Cotto didn't fight him, and Canelo Alvarez didn't fight him. But you know what, though? At some point, some of the blame has to go to Golovkin, because you took step aside money to let Sergio and Cotto fight. You took step aside, you stepped aside to let Cotto and Canelo Alvarez fight. Then you agreed to let Canelo Alvarez fight somebody else without making sure that after that fight, he was going to fight you, not renegotiate. He wanted to fight you. But at the end of the day, some blame has to go on him for some of these fights not happening, because you didn't have to step aside. You could have said, no, if I want my belt, I want my belt. Bring your ass.
Hey, well, you know how it is, man. We're gonna be forever talking about this until he faces somebody. But yeah, I mean, props to Triple G, props to Kell Brook. Put on a very good fight while it lasted. Hopefully, recovers from the eye injury and doesn't have any long-term effects. And hopefully Triple G faces somebody we can get excited for in his next bout
I mean,
until he.
it ain't really his fault neither, though. He's fought who he can fight at 160. Hopefully Jacobs lives up to his word and takes the fight next. He said he wanted Triple G after the fight. There was some kind of premise in there. I heard talking about the money need to be right, so that kind of sounds like an
A
escape.
duck.
Yeah, already, but he got to. The WBA is mandating it. They got 30 days to come to an agreement. Um, Other than that, they got a spot open in December from what Jacobs was saying in Barclays. So
Make it happen.
yeah, so if it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down, man. Hopefully Jacobs doesn't pull no BS and drop his belt though, or try and make it to go to purse bid. So to delay it. But hopefully we get that fight. We know Billy Joe Saunders isn't going to take it because he doesn't have to. Being the WBO champion, Golovkin's not even ranked in their top 10. So he's never
Right.
going to have to. They're not going to force that fight, so he could continue babysitting his belt all he wants, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it ain't all he does fight who he can fight. But I mean, I don't know, man. I think that, like I said, I just hear the 154 to 168, and there's definitely guys he can drop down and wait for the fight. Enough money, respectable money to make them go up. But that's for
You
another.
know what?
Go ahead,
You
Bo.
know what? I'm gonna say this right quick. This is what I hate about him at 154 to 168. And let me say, I'm not gonna bring up the obvious award, but this I hate about when I hit 154 to 168. Why didn't you make an offer to one of them motherfuckers at 154 or 168? You know, you say 154 to 168. Okay, fine. Why wasn't an offer made to one of them dudes at 154 or 168? Why did you take a fight with a 127 pounder? So when you tell me 154, 168, I don't. Listen. I've been hearing that 154 to 168. We all can go back. You know how long we've been hearing that, and you have yet to actually do it. So stop saying it. Don't tell me 154 to 168 only for the love. I want to collect all the belts. Come on, man, cut it out.
I agree with you, man. I mean, it was just I know why he said it for who he said it, and I'm not gonna say his name because we all know that guy. But that guy is not fighting anymore, and definitely ain't gonna fight you if he did come back. You got Andre DeCharlos, you got J Rock, you got. I mean, you got somebody, man. Damn. But anyway, I don't know. There's a lot about politics that I don't know about for real, and I just do my own thing. But anyway, we're going to the other HBO fight. We're not even gonna talk about Soto Carras and them. We're gonna talk about Roman Chocolito, Gonzalez, and Carlos Cuadras. Bo, started off. Did you finish watching the fight yet?
Yeah, I just finished it, man. Thanks, man. I just finished it. I was trying to watch the fight. I had to take my daughter to a dance, so I was missing it. Let me just say this: I watched this fight completely with no sound at all. Period. I watched this fight and I went off the eye test. Um, I picked Quadras to win this fight, but after watching this fight just off the eye test, to me, this fight was a draw. Now, I don't have a problem with people giving Roman Gonzalez to fight 115, 113. I don't have a problem with people saying Quadras won the fight 115, 113. But 117, 111, that motherfucker don't need to be working no more. And I don't know what the hell Harold Letterman was doing. Harold Letterman gave Roman Chocolatito for the first 4 rounds, and clearly that was not the case. But to me, this fight was a draw. Uh, but I want to pose a question to somebody who may argue with me, saying how dominant Gonzalez was and all this, and it couldn't have been a draw. And I want to pose this one question: we got a fight coming up in November, and I'm saying this because, as we all know, we be in these chat rooms, we've seen this before. I'm curious if Andre Ward face looked like Roman Gonzalez, and they said Andre Ward won. Would everybody agree with Roman Gonzalez? And I'm asking that because there were people that was pointing out Andre Ward's face when he fought Sullivan Beretta, like he looked like he had lost. So we've never seen. Listen, Cuadras came. He showed me a lot. Hats off to Roman Gonzalez. He's just straight up relentless. Fourth division champion. But and one thing, and I think Twan can agree. Twan, you probably would agree with this. Roman Gonzalez can't keep having these kind of fights, man. He went up and waited against Cuadras, and Cuadras put some leather on him. His face was puffed up and swollen up, and his body, Roman Gonzalez' body, like even though he kept going, I saw it in like the ninth round, man. He had this body language with his face hanging low and hanging down. He had this body language like the fight was getting rough for him. So these kind of fights, they take their toll on him. So I wonder how much more gas he got left in the tank. But if he's going to hang around at 115, he's going to have to, he's going to have to do something because if he going to fight Inoue, I don't see Inoue having the same kind of issues that Cuadras has. I think Inoue maybe should take another fight or two. But I mean, great fight. I got great fight. I supported it draw. And again, I'm not upset when somebody said Gonzalez won. 113. Cuadras 113. Don't tell me no 117, 117. I'm not buying. And Kevin Kelly, I like Kevin Kelly. I'm glad he's fighting, not a judge.
He had it 118, 110. I was like, what the fuck is he looking at?
Who you talking about, Letterman?
Nah, Kevin Kelly.
Kevin Kelly.
Oh damn, I don't know what the hell you talking about. Then that shit was it wasn't no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Twan.
To be honest, I was a little upset at the scorecards, man. I guess I could see 7-5, but I was hoping for either a split decision or a draw. Like I couldn't see a UD in there. It just wasn't that kind of fight to me. I watched it on Sky Sports actually, so like I got a different commentary as opposed to what I'm hearing Letterman had it scored, so I didn't even see that. That probably would have threw me off my rockers, but I've seen
I think so.
the crazy scores, in some of the groups we're in now, so I guess I shouldn't be flabbergasted by it. But man, I don't know. I just saw one of the things I saw was Chocolatito. He wouldn't start throwing until like a minute or a minute and a half into the round. By then the Cuadras had been using his ring generalship, using the ring, jabbing or throwing these little flurries of combos, and this is like with a minute into the round. So by then, Chocolatito would start his pressure thing and I guess try and win some of that momentum back or whatever you may call it. But then the last round would be pretty much a split between both of them. So I'm like, how would you, there was a lot of close rounds in there, so I guess that's how I could understand people saying it was a win for Chocolatito. But I just saw Cuadras outworking him. Chocolatito being close quarters, and then not throw punches. That's usually what he likes. He likes putting pressure on you and throwing punches. Like I've never seen him be in the wheelhouse in the phone booth and just be there punching. I mean, not punching. And I saw that happen a lot in a lot of rounds. That was something that I noticed. I've never seen him not throw punches when he was in the wheelhouse. So I thought that was pretty weird. I saw Chocolatito lifting that air with a lot of his punches. Like he missed a lot of punches.
I saw him off balance too a lot, man.
Yeah, like it was just a different kind of fighting. It was evident, people saying that a lot of Cuadras' punches were being parried and caught at the gloves. His fucking face didn't look like that because he was parrying them. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting hit. Both eyes was busted. Like Chocolatito may need to make a decision to go back down to 112. Actually, I wouldn't want to stay at 115 if I got motherfucking Inui. now, like Inui punch a whole lot harder than Quadras, and he might be a little bit faster and slicker than him. You know,
And Anui is he's not gonna be able to just push Anui around. Anui is strong. He's not gonna be able to push.
I mean,
I
Inui
think
is might be a lot faster than Quadras. You know, he has good movement. His hand speed is just up there with Quadras, and he has the same length and height. You know, I mean, I definitely think Roman should have second thoughts about going, staying at 115. He got his title, but I'm like, man, that punishment he took today, a Newey. If I'm him, my mouth is watering. Go, come on and bring it. You know what I'm saying? Um,
yeah. I mean, I thought Quadras won. It was a close fight, but Chocolito looked like a defeated man tonight. As he would walk back to his corner in the latter parts of the fight, he just like he was tired, he was confused, he was thinking like, "Damn, I bit off more than I can chew." I mean, it just wasn't a typical, Chocolito performance. Just two fights in a row.
yeah,
Maybe you can give him a little bit of a pass in this one because we people that really knew and I watched some of Quadras fights. If you really studied and paid attention to Quadras, you knew what type of fight it was going to be. You know the type of fighter he is, what kind of skills he possessed. So maybe you can give him a little bit of a pass. It's his debut fight. He's going up against a guy who's to be an elite. I mean, he did good early, applying pressure, working the body, landing some right hands and uppercuts and doing what he usually does. But I just realized this motherfucker can't hurt me, and his shots really wasn't affecting him. Doing what he does. Beautiful movement when he moving from southpaw stance to orthodox. I think it was the fifth or the sixth round. He hit Chocolito with a combination, and that was just fluent. And Max pointed that out. I think Quadras won again. I think that if Chocolito not gonna face Inoue next, because I mean a unanimous decision is like it's bullshit. A loss is a loss, but you can at least get a man a respectable loss. You know what I'm saying? Make him feel somewhat good about himself. You basically telling him, you busted up my man face, cut him up, hurt him, that you still was dominated. And it kind of reminded me of the scoring of Trout Canelo, where we all knew we was watching a competitive fight, but the judges said, you know what, fuck y'all, fuck Trout, we just gonna give it to Canelo because he the house fighter. Now I changed my tone. I think Onoye does beat um, Chocolito. I think that once he put them paws on him, them powerful paws that make you, really gonna put you down. I think that Chocolito gonna be really too small for him. And Max might have hit the nail on the head when he said fighters at the lower weights age once they age quicker. Once they rise up in weight than guys that are naturally bigger than them. So, man, I'm not saying Roman is up there yet. He's put. But I definitely think that Quadras proved that Roman he's not the best fighter in the world. Whoever you want to go, Ward, Kovalev, whoever. But it's
I
not
mean,
Chocolito.
based on his resume, beating 10 world champs, I guess you kind of got to give it to him for divisional champ. Like you got to give it to him right now, man.
I
Like
mean,
there's no way to dispute it. Even though this win was questionable, because I definitely think Quadras won.
mhm.
Like you got to give him that pound for pound right now, still.
I,
But it's just been in the making, man. Like the Juan Francisco Estrada fight was close. I thought he lost the fight personally. Um, then you got the Royal fight last time, where of course he won, but he just didn't look impressive doing it. And you got tonight where he was in another war. His style just isn't fit to last. Especially with them cats, man. Like that stuff age on their body real fast, man. And he 29, 46-0. I want to say right now.
29,
And
going to 39.
Anui's only 23 years old, man. Like he got a lot, with 11 fights, he got a lot in him right now, and like you definitely see some of the juice coming out of Chocolatito right now, man. And like I just think it's a dangerous fight for him to take right now. The way he got touched up, and Nui is just, yeah, he's not gonna throw those kind of flurries that Quadras did. He's gonna make them count.
You gonna throw
He doesn't.
bombs.
Yeah, like that they gonna be bombs. Them fifth ward bees, as
Yeah, that
Mr.
motherfucker.
Ford used to say. I mean, there ain't gonna be no pity pats. He gonna make them count. And I actually seen
Yeah.
Quadras hurt Chocolatito a couple times because he backed up off. And like you just never seen this from Chocolatito to where he wasn't applying constant pressure over a fight. And when I seen them in, the phone booth on Wheelhouse or whatever, and Chocolatito just sitting there, he wasn't moving his hands or nothing. He was in a defensive position, head to head with Quadras. Like he wasn't throwing. That's not him. Like I've never seen that from him. So like he's got a lot to think about as far as what he wants to do next. But he's a warrior. I know he's gonna probably take on the biggest challenge. I definitely see him probably taking on a Nui, but I don't advise it. But you know, uh, what's left for him other than taking on Juan Francisco Estrada in a rematch again, and that's going to take something out of him too. So I mean, it's only a matter of time, man. Like he can't keep taking going into these kind of wars.
But one thing before Bo jump in, it kind of reminded me when you said about the great Ivan Calderon. You know how he was dominant, defensive. Different fighter than Roman, but still equally as dominant. And then once he got old, he got old. He's taking losses to guys that he wouldn't. I mean, he lost to Giovanni. What's his name? Saragua. I think twice or whatever. And he was just taking L's to guys he wouldn't normally win. I mean, wouldn't normally lose to. And I was like, damn. I mean, this could be
I mean,
Chocolito if he faces Anoye or Quadras again or face Estrada. So I think them the three logical guys to wrap it up if you want to, fight again or continue to fight. Get to that 49-0 or maybe 50-0 mark if you can, and call it a career. A great fighter, Bo.
Uh, yeah. Listen, you can't. What this fight showed me tonight is he aged tonight. I mean, look at his face. That boy aged. He aged tonight, and I don't think it's something like that as the beating. Going up in weight and adding, up in weight for division, adding weight to you, fighting these bigger dudes. That takes a toll on your body. It takes something out of you, and I was talking to today, our cohort, really today, and I said, look at Chocolatito. He went like a
You got to speak a little louder,
yeah,
man,
you
or
kind of
something.
muffled. Yeah,
oh,
you
sorry,
muffled
Yeah,
I'm sorry, can y'all hear me now?
a little bit better,
yeah,
but
you
not that
got.
much.
Yeah, go and put that bass in your voice, man, like you watching Rigo lose or something, man. Really watching a Cuban fighter or something. You cheering something. You got to put that bass in your voice.
All right, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
The
okay, okay.
Verizon dude, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Listen, the thing is though, when you go up in weight and you're taking this kind of punishment from heavier punching dudes, and you're adding weight to yourself, and you're fighting in the style of fighting he's fighting in. Me and 2K was talking about this earlier. I said, go back and look at Robert the Ghost Guerrero. He went life or death with Kamita or Komota, I think that's his name.
common guy.
Yeah, Kamagai. He went life or death with Kamagai. Then I think he fought Floyd. Then he went life or death with Andre Berto. Or no, he fought Kamagai, and he went life or death with Andre Berto. He had 2 years. He had two back-to-back fights in the same year where he went life or death. Now look at Robert the Ghost Guerrero right now. Okay, that kind of fighting like that, it takes something out of you. Yeah, he might have won, and yeah, you may win, but it takes something out of you. It really, really does. So he's gonna have to figure out a way. Like he's gonna have to do like Mark Martone know he used to be a pressure fighter, but then he has to change his style. Because again, I'm with you. If you're gonna hang around at 115, you're gonna run into dudes like Cuadras didn't sit down on his punches, but then again, like you said, we know how Cuadras fight. He didn't sit down on his punches. I felt like if he'd have sat down on his punches, really picked him behind, who knows what he could have done. And the fact that he wasn't sitting behind his punches and he puffed up this dude's face, that says a lot. That kid there with a no egg who will sit down on his punches, who is a hard puncher, who you're not gonna be able to push around. So if you come at him, he gonna be right there to, to not be pushed around to give you something back. Man, I'm with Juan. The evidence is coming. But also at the same time, like I said, I'll say it, I don't have a problem with the scorecards, 115, 113 for Cuadras, or 115, 113 for Gonzalez, or even the draw. 117, 111, 118, 110, or guys telling me how Cuadras got beat up. Where? Because I did not see Cuadras' face, bro. I mean, I didn't see Cuadras' face. The blood on Cuadras' face came from a headbutt, guys.
Yeah, and like I said, I seen Chocolatito whooping that air, like like he was missing a lot. Yeah, I wasn't really happy with that decision, but it is what it is.
Used to it.
Yeah, I think it sucks for Cuadras. Definitely worthy of a rematch. But this is one of those fights that take a lot of starch out of you. So Roman needs to take some time off after this one. He don't need to fight the rest of the year. He really don't.
Yeah, nah, he did. Yeah, he won't. He got to plus them cuts and shit. He wasn't gonna do it anyway, even if he, felt good or if it was just that cut or whatever it was. But like I said, yeah, man, take this fight, take the rest of the year off, come back February, March, April, whatever you want to do, and regroup. And hopefully, I do want to get the Inoue fight, but I won't mind seeing Cartridge versus Inoue. I think that'll be a better matchup because they both,
Made for
I
the
think
weight,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, height and weight and whatever. And man, I like Quadras, man. Dude is really, he kind of like Canelo for real. I wanted to say he looked like Canelo come to the ring for real, better fighter, but he kind of looked like Canelo.
Bigger balls.
Huh?
Better fight a bigger ball.
Well, hey, I mean, yeah. But yeah, man, it was a good weekend of fights. We got what's going on next week? None in terms of fights on the weekend or something. None for real.
Let me check real fast. We actually got Canelo next week. Canelo and
Oh
Liam.
damn! How can I forget? I'm thinking of some. Yeah, we got Canelo, man. So I'll probably do a hangout for that. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for joining. This Colossal Boxing Talk hangout, dropping some knowledge, man. Creations, where the people can catch y'all work at, and where they can follow you on your social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Twine, you go up.
Alright, Twine B. Liberty from hoopjab.com. Also, Rocky Mountain Boxing. You could check me out on the Movement Boxing podcast. That's pretty much what I'm about right now, other than my writing. So yeah, check us out every Wednesdays. Your co-host, Bo co-host, 2K the God from the Gods of Boxing Talk. Check us out on Wednesdays. No Twitter feed or none of that yet. So yeah, just to get at us on the podcast.
All right, both.
And you got me at Truth and Facts about boxing on YouTube. You can catch me on Twitter at truth_factbox1. And of course, you can catch me on the movement every Wednesday with these three guys. My partner in crime, Bernard, and 2K, the guy from the Gods of Boxing. And yeah, we just guys who did our own thing, but came together because we love the sport. We want to bring back the integrity of the sport of boxing because that's what
You heard it from both. Yeah, I'm Big Cool, CBT, the movement. Tune in every Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific Time. Give you some great insight to the sport we love with some guests. So tune in to next week's show. We got a special guest. We're not gonna reveal them yet. Trying to do that when it's appropriate. But subscribe to Colossal Boxing Talk. Subscribe to Hoop Jab. Subscribe to Truth and Facts About Boxing. Subscribe to the Guys of Boxing Talk. I'm out. We out.